Once again, I welcome you all to the online DSEJ home classes, an attempt to connect learner with the instructor, a digital initiative by Directorate of School Education, Jammu. I am Anjuman Shaheen, Senior Lecturer, District Poonch. Hello dear students. Today I am going to teach you a beautiful poem, The Daffodils, written by William Wordsworth, the greatest poet of nature. Introduction about the poet. William Wordsworth is one of the most accomplished and influential of England's Romantic poets. He was born on 7th April 1770 at Cockermouth in United Kingdom. He is best known for his nature poetry. He believes in the education of nature and also in its healing power. Wordsworth had a keen love for nature, of which he wrote, "Nature never did betray the heart that loved her." He is regarded as the greatest poet of nature. Wordsworth's theories and style created a new tradition in poetry. He breathed last on 23rd April 1850. This was a brief introduction about William Wordsworth. The poem starts. This is the first stanza of the poem. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. And the explanation of this stanza. In the beginning of the poem, the poet describes how once he was wandering all alone, aimlessly, just as a patch of cloud floats in the sky over the hills and valleys. Similarly, the poet was wandering without any purpose. Suddenly he saw innumerable and countless daffodils by the side of a lake. The daffodils grew there under the trees. They were of golden color. They were waving and dancing in the air. Continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretched in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. And here I explain. This stanza begins with the comparison between daffodils along the lake and the stars in the Milky Way. The flowers grew in a continuous line like the stars on the Milky Way, which twinkle in one continuous line. They stretched in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. The bay referred to the lake. Daffodils which covered the shore of the lake seems to be in unending line like the stars. The poet saw a huge number of daffodils waving their heads in one glance. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not be but gay in such a jocund company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. The daffodils were dancing out of joy. The waves of the lake were also dancing, but the dance of the daffodils surpassed the dance of the waves in happiness. The poet could not but be delighted in such a pleasant and happy company of these beautiful flowers. He went on gazing at the beauty of flowers without thinking that he was collecting a great treasure in his mind. For oft when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye which is the bliss of solitude. And then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils. And in the last stanza of the poem, the poet says, whenever he lies on his bed in a vacant or thinking mood, the beautiful sight of the golden daffodils appears before his mental eyes. This recollection is the blessing which is the result of loneliness. The poet's heart is filled with delight and happiness and starts dancing with the daffodils. Wordsworth believes that nature is the eternal source of joy. Whenever the mind is undisturbed, old memories and recollected emotions flash before the mental eye and the poet starts taking its distinct shape. Critical appreciation of the poem. The Daffodils is one of the most beautiful of Wordsworth's lyrics. In this poem, Wordsworth describes one of his real experiences at a beautiful place and its natural beauty. The poet describes how during a lonely walk one spring morning he suddenly saw golden daffodils fluttering and dancing in the breeze beside the sparkling waters of a lake. Later, the recollection of the sight of daffodils brought him endless happiness and raised his spirit when he was sad, dejected, and alone. The poem is greatly admired for its typical Wordsworthian simplicity, spontaneity, and naturalness of style and diction. It is rooted in a real life experience, pictorial description, and its rich imagery. According to Wordsworth, a poem is an expression of emotions recollected in tranquility. Wordsworth in this poem points out that recollection is very important. It also emphasizes importance of poetic imagination which transform a trivial looking scene into one of the sublime and supreme importance. At last, after his long gaze, Wordsworth suddenly asked himself what all those meant to him and how it will benefit him. But later on, he realized how this beautiful scene benefited him emotionally and made him relaxed when he was in solitude. The beauty of the scene cast an indelible impact on the mind of the poet as well as the readers. The poem provides breathtaking scenery of the nature flowing in fluid musical motion. Poets use poetic techniques to make the poem more beautiful, effective, and musical. Here are some of the poetic techniques which are used in the poem. First technique is simile. A simile is a comparison between two objects using a specific word of comparison such as like, as, or then when the two objects have something in common. Examples of similes in the poem. I wandered lonely as a cloud. Here, Wordsworth compared himself with a cloud, continuous as the stars that shine. In this line, daffodils are compared with innumerable stars that shine in the Milky Way. Use of metaphor in the poem. A metaphor is a figure of speech that describes an object or action in a way that is not literally true but helps to explain an idea or make a comparison. Example of metaphor in the poem. When all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, what wealth they show to me had brought. These words, which are highlighted in different colors, are used metaphorically in the poem. Alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of similar initial consonant sounds in a phrase or a line of poetry. Example of alliteration in the poem. Beside the lake, beneath the trees, and dances like daffodils. In these lines, in the first line, sound of B, beside and beneath. This is example of alliteration, and dances daffodils. Another poetic technique is hyperbole. It is use of over-exaggeration to create emphasis. Examples of hyperbole in the poem. When all at once I saw a crowd, 10,000 saw I at a glance. They stretched in never-ending line. In all these lines, there is exaggeration and overstatement. Crowd and 10,000 means a lot of daffodils. Unending, never-ending line. These are typical examples of hyperbole in the poem. Personification. It is description of an inanimate objects as human beings. Example of personification in the poem. Fluttering and dancing in the breeze, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. They outdid the sparkling waves in glee. In the above lines, daffodils are referred as a person, having characteristics of human beings. Rhyming couplet. When the last words of two lines rhyme with each other, such rhyming lines are called rhyming couplet. Examples of rhyming couplet in the poem. Beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. This rhyming couplet you can see in all the other stanzas. Fifth and sixth line of every stanza in the poem is an example of rhyming couplet. This was all about the poem. Hope you have understood the poem. With this beautiful quotation by Wordsworth, here I conclude my class. Nature never did betray the heart that loved her. All the best to all my dear students.